Today on ZZZ Made Easy, we're simplifying the kit of Pyrois. This is a shortened version of my full how to play guide. Pyrois' Mindscapes and signature W engine are obtainable for free. To get them, you have to interact and progress through the Interboot event hub in Roscalifer. Pyrois' unique resource is Solar Prominence, which is gained passively, and by attacking, you can have a max of 60 Prominence. When Pyrois has 30 Prominence, hold basic attack to unleash the 4-part Celestial Light combo. The first and second parts are lower damage moves, while the third part has Pyrois charging up for their big forward slash. During the third part's charging animation, you can swap out and Pyrois will finish the forward slash on their own. Pyrois has a 3-part regular basic attack string. The third basic has iframes on the startup, which is very useful. With 40 energy, Pyrois can use their EOC special. The spinning dash has a perfect block, and you can chain into Pyrois' third basic attack after. If you have 30 Prominence, you can instead hold basic attack to chain into the stronger charge attack portion of Celestial Light. This is a completely safe combo. Pyrois has a very strong chain attack that calls in Bell or Wise. After the chain attack, hold basic to start the Celestial Light charge attack. Pyrois' additional ability requires a stunner support agent. Pyrois gains 40% crit damage and using chain attacks grants 300 bonus decibels. In total, Pyrois' chain attacks grant over 500 decibels. Now, Pyrois only requires 2000 decibels to use their ultimate, and they have 4 different ults. The upper ult grants 30 Prominence, and Pyrois enters the Mirage state for 21 seconds. This grants 40% crit damage for their ultimates against stunned foes. After any of the ult animations, you can hold basic to do the charge attack. If you have enough Prominence, the Mirage state allows Pyrois to chain back-to-back Celestial Lights. The lower ultimate grants the Sunflare state for 200 seconds. Pyrois gains 40% bonus damage, 15% energy generation rate, and triggering perfect blocks with the EOC special restores 10 Prominence. The left ultimate deals bonus damage if it hits a foe in the contamination state. This means you need to first inflict Windswept on the foe via the new Wind Anomaly, then you can use his ultimate. Last, the right ultimate triggers Totalize on stunned foes for massive burst damage. Pyrois will also extend the stun phase for the entire length of the move, which is awesome. As of version 3.0, Pyrois only has Mindscape 1 and 2. For M1, Pyrois starts battle at 1000 extra decibels. They also gain 8% crit rate. For M2, when you use the lower ultimate, Pyrois is refunded 1500 decibels. Pyrois can also now store up to 4000 decibels total. With M1 and M2, you're intended to use the lower ultimate at the start of the fight to get all its buffs. Save 4000 decibels, and you can also use 2 ultimates in a row. For the rest of the fight, you want to build Prominence by attacking and timing your EOC special perfect blocks. Use the hold basic shortcuts to get to the charge attack part of Celestial Light for a smooth and safe combo. You can chain into the charge attack in many other ways. One is after a dodge counter or a quick assist. Another way is after a defensive assist follow-up. For a basic stun combo, you can do one chain attack, then use the upper ultimate, hold basic to chain into the charge attack, and if you had enough Prominence, you can do a second Celestial Light right after. If you have 60 Prominence before the stun, you can do one chain attack, then do one charge attack. After, use EOC special and do a second charge attack. Last, end with the right ultimate to trigger Totalize. Ideally, you want to use 2 ultimates in a stun phase. After a chain attack, use the upper ultimate and hold basic to do 2 Celestial Lights in a row. At the end, you can use the right ult for Totalize. The upper ult buffs crit damage for all ultimates, so we can empower that Totalize damage. To get more decibels, you can do double chain attack sequences. After the first chain, cancel the second prompt, swap agents, and trigger the third prompt. Send Pyrois in again, and then use the upper ultimate plus charge attacks before finishing with the right ult for Totalize. Getting enough decibels for 2 ultimates per stun phase will be the main challenge for Pyrois. Give them most of the field time while using EOC specials and perfect assists to help generate more. To make it easier, you can also try to use chain attack enablers or decibel refunders on your team. Pyrois' signature W engine is So Exuvia. It grants 30% attack and 20% crit rate in battle. For Pyrois only, using ultimates grants 16% Ether Res Shred for 45 seconds. You will gain this buff at the start of every fight as well. Pyrois can use any crit rate or crit damage S-rank W engines such as Judy Winds, but I assume most people are going to stick with the free signature. If you have to use an A rank, Mercado Desire and Cannon Rotor are event and battle pass crit rate options. Starlight Engine buffs only attack, while Street Superstar buffs ultimates. For Drive Disc, Pyrois uses the typical attacker main stats, crit rate or crit damage in Partition 4, ether damage, percent attack, or pen ratio partition 5, and percent attack partition 6. In version 3.0, there is a new set called the Sky Ablaze, which fits Pyrois. It grants 10% ether damage, 30% ether crit damage, and using EX Specials or Ultimates grants 10% attack for 30 seconds. Extremely easy to use set for ether agents like Pyrois. Now for alternative 4-piece sets, you can use Puffery Electro or Chaotic Metal. In general, Pyrois wants as much crit rate as you can get to ensure Total Highs lands its crit. 2-piece with Puffery Electro can help fill in the gap. If you're satisfied with your crit rate stat, you can use Branch of Bladesong for crit damage or the various 10% ether damage or 10% attack 2-piece sets. For teams, Pyrois will be fine with the typical stun plus support setup. You can also try double buffers or even double stunners. For more ultimate chances, you can get extra chain attacks from the upcoming Norma as well as Astra. Dialing grants extra ultimates, and Jufufu refunds 300 decibels on every ultimate cast. Among stunners, Norma and Dialing have stun time extensions and bonus stun damage. Fufu buffs crit damage, chain attacks, and ultimates, plus she's an off-field stunner. You can try a combination of these three for a double stun team. For other stun agents, Trigger, Poker, and technically Lycon can stun from off-field. Nangong is the only ether stunner and has a stun extension, but you must run Suna as the last member. For attack buffers, Sokaku and Jiao can work with Lycon. Rina plus Lycon can also work if you build for pen ratio. Seed buffs attack, which allows her unusual double attack teams to function. Lucy, zzzero, Yuzuha are other options. Last, Nicole can swap in during Pyrois' charge attack animations, and her buffs include 40% defense shred, 25% ether damage, and with Mindscapes 6, 15% crit rate. Nicole's gotta pay off her debt somehow. At the moment, Pyrois is not fully complete. They will continue to grow stronger during Season 3, but they are pretty decent for a free damage dealer already. If there are any updates on Pyrois by the time you're watching this video, I will list them in the description and my pinned comment. Thank you for watching, have fun in Season 3 of ZZZ, and I will see you in the next video.